Life is constantly speaking to us, sending us signals, messages, and opportunities that are meant to lead us toward growth, abundance, and transformation. But the question is, are we truly listening? Most people live as if the moments they have today will always be available tomorrow. They postpone decisions, they delay actions, and they convince themselves that the right time will come later. Yet, the reality is that opportunities are not permanent residents in your life, they are visitors. They knock, and if you do not open the door, they leave. Just like a video that can be deleted in an instant, the chance that was in front of you today can vanish tomorrow without warning. Think about this deeply. Every moment that passes will never return. The second you are living in right now will soon be gone, and with it, the possibilities it carried. This is why so many people look back years later and say, I should have started earlier. I should have taken that step when I had the chance. Why do they say this? Because they didn't realize that opportunities are fragile. They are like drops of water resting on a leaf. If you don't drink them in time, they evaporate. When you ignore an opportunity, you are not simply saying no to an event, you are saying no to the entire chain of blessings that would have unfolded from that one decision. Opportunities are seeds. One seed can grow into a tree, and that tree can produce thousands of fruits. But if the seed is never planted, if it is thrown away or neglected, that entire forest of possibilities dies before it even begins. How many forests have died in people's lives because they didn't plant the first seed? Life does not wait for the hesitant. It moves with those who move. The truth is, life loves speed. When you act quickly on the right opportunities, you create momentum. And momentum is powerful because it attracts even more opportunities. But hesitation is the enemy of momentum. Every time you say, I'll do it later, you train your mind to delay, and delay becomes a habit that steals years from your life without you even noticing. Consider this: an opportunity is not guaranteed to return. Some people say, if it's meant to be, it will come back. But that is a dangerous belief, because while it sounds comforting, it often becomes an excuse for inaction. The reality is, many opportunities come only once. Once missed, they are gone forever. It's like watching the sunrise. If you sleep through it, you can't ask the sun to rise again. Just because you weren't ready, the sun moves forward, time moves forward, and life moves forward. The same is true for opportunities. You might be wondering, why does life work this way? Why doesn't it wait for us? The reason is simple: growth requires urgency. If you had endless time, you would have no reason to grow, no reason to act, no reason to stretch beyond your comfort zone. Deadlines and limitations are what give life meaning. They create the pressure that shapes diamonds. Without them, we would remain in the same place forever. This is why the message, if you don't receive money, I will delete this video, carries such power. It's a metaphor for urgency. It's telling you that the moment you are in right now will not last. If you don't take what life is offering, it will disappear. The video represents opportunity. The deletion represents loss. And the condition represents choice. You have a choice to act and receive, or to delay and lose. Now think about your own life. How many times have you seen an opportunity and said, I'm not ready yet? How many times did you say, I'll start tomorrow? And how many times did tomorrow come and go, leaving you in the same place? Opportunities don't care about your comfort zone. They arrive when they arrive. If you are waiting to feel ready, you will be waiting forever, because readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. You become ready by starting, not by waiting. People often ask, how do I know if this is the right opportunity? And the answer is, you don't always know. Life does not give you certainty, it gives you chances. And the only way to know what a chance holds is to take it. Even if you fail, you learn. Even if it doesn't work out the way you imagined, it still moves you forward. But if you do nothing, nothing changes. You remain where you are. And the opportunity moves on to someone else who is willing to act. This is another truth. Opportunities are not loyal to you. They do not belong to you. They belong to whoever is ready to take them. If you hesitate, someone else will act. If you say, maybe later, someone else will say, I'll do it now. And while you are thinking, they are moving. While you are planning, they are executing. And before you know it, the chance you thought would wait for you is gone, taken by someone who understood the value of urgency. You see, the world does not reward ideas, it rewards execution. Everyone has ideas, everyone has dreams. But only those who take immediate action turn those ideas into reality. You could have the best idea in the world, but if you sit on it, it means nothing. Meanwhile, someone with a smaller idea but greater action will surpass you. This is why I tell you, stop waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. The perfect time is always now, because now is the only time you truly have. Tomorrow is not promised, later is an illusion, and yesterday is gone. All you have is this moment, and this moment is enough. If you act on it, life will not hold open doors forever. If you do not walk through them, they close, and sometimes they close permanently. Not because life is cruel, but because life is fair. It gives everyone a chance, but it does not give anyone endless chances. So if you are listening to this message right now, understand this is your sign. This is your wake-up call. Whatever you have been delaying, whatever you have been putting off, it's time to start. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Opportunities have an expiration date. Just like a video that can be deleted without warning, chances can disappear without notice. You might wake up tomorrow and find that the door you wanted to walk through is no longer there. And then all you will have left is regret. And regret is the heaviest burden a human can carry, because you cannot go back in time. You cannot undo what was undone. But you can decide now. You can act now. You can seize the opportunity that is in front of you today, and when you do, something amazing happens. Life responds. Life opens more doors. Life brings more blessings. Because when you move, the universe moves with you. But when you stand still, nothing changes. So remember this truth: opportunities don't last forever. Don't let fear, doubt, or hesitation make you miss what could change your life. Move forward. Take the step. Even if it's small, take it. Because the cost of action is always less than the cost of inaction. One leads to growth, the other leads to regret. The question is, which cost are you willing to pay? People often see money only as paper, coins, or numbers on a screen. They think of it as something physical, something limited, something that must be chased and grabbed before someone else takes it. But this perspective is why so many people live in lack and scarcity. Money is not just paper, it is energy, it is flow. And like all forms of energy, it moves. It does not stay where there is resistance. It does not stay where it is blocked. If you want to receive wealth, the first thing you must do is understand the nature of money and the principles that govern its movement. Imagine a river. The river does not flow into a space that is closed. It moves where there is openness, where there is space for it to move freely. The same is true with money. If your mind is closed, if your attitude is tight and fearful, money cannot enter. You can work hard, you can struggle, you can force your way through life. But without openness, the flow will bypass you. And this is where most people fail. They focus on the physical actions, working longer hours, doing more tasks, but they neglect the inner state that determines whether they can truly receive. When I say money is energy, what do I mean? Energy vibrates. It responds to frequency. And the frequency you emit comes from your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, and your actions. If your beliefs about money are negative, if you see it as evil, corrupt, or limited, you are creating a vibration of rejection. You are telling money, you do not belong here. And money listens. It does not argue. It simply flows where it is welcomed. This is why you will often see people with a positive, abundant mindset attracting wealth effortlessly, while those who think in scarcity struggle endlessly despite their hard work. Openness is not just about saying, "I want money." Everyone says that. Openness is about alignment. It is about becoming a person who is capable of handling and multiplying wealth. If you are closed in your habits, if you refuse to learn, if you are afraid to invest, if you avoid opportunities because of fear, you are closing the doors that money could walk through. The universe cannot deliver abundance to someone who is not prepared to hold it. Think of it this way: if you pour water into a closed container, what happens? It spills. The water is wasted because there is no room inside. In the same way, life can pour opportunities and financial blessings towards you, but if your container, your mind, is closed, those blessings cannot stay. They will pass by you and go to someone else who is ready. To receive money, you must first open your hands. What does this mean? It means letting go of the tight grip of fear. Fear of losing, fear of lack, fear that there is not enough. These fears create tension, and tension stops flow. An open hand is relaxed. It can give and it can receive. If your hands are clenched, holding tightly onto what little you have, how can more come in? Giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. The more you give, the more space you create to receive. This is why generosity is one of the most powerful principles of wealth creation. When you give freely, you are saying to the universe, "I believe there is more. I trust in abundance." And the universe responds to that trust. Opening your mind is even more important. Your mind is the filter through which all experiences pass. If your filter is small and rigid, you will only see limitations. You will say things like, "I can't afford this," or "I'll never have enough." These statements close the doors to wealth because they reinforce scarcity. But when you open your mind, you ask different questions. How can I afford this? How can I create more value? What opportunities am I not seeing? These questions expand your awareness. And when your awareness expands, your opportunities expand. Money flows where value is created. And value comes from ideas, creativity, and service. But you cannot see possibilities if your mind is locked in fear. Fear narrows your vision. It makes you blind to opportunities that are right in front of you. But openness gives you clarity. It helps you see what others miss. This is why the wealthiest people in the world are not always the ones who work the hardest physically. They are the ones who work the hardest mentally and spiritually. They keep their energy open. They stay aligned with the flow of abundance. Understand this: money does not like desperation. When you chase it with fear and anxiety, it runs away. But when you attract it with confidence, service, and value, it comes naturally. This is the law of energy. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are. If you want money, you must become abundant in your thoughts, your actions, and your habits. You must embody abundance before you can experience it. Some people say, "But how can I feel abundant when I have nothing?" This is the paradox. You do not wait for abundance to arrive before you feel it. You feel it first, and then it arrives. Because feelings are signals. They send out vibrations that shape your reality. If you wake up every day saying, "I am broke," you are reinforcing the energy of lack. But if you wake up and say, "I am grateful for what I have, and I am open to receive more," you are aligning with abundance. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrations. It opens doors that effort alone cannot open. When you look at nature, you will see the principle of flow everywhere. Rivers flow, air flows, blood flows. Life itself flows. The moment something stops flowing, it dies. Stagnant water becomes poisonous. A body with blocked circulation becomes sick. The same is true for money. If you hoard it, if you refuse to let it move, it becomes stagnant energy. It creates fear, greed, and anxiety. But when you allow it to flow, when you spend wisely, invest wisely, and give generously, it multiplies. Because flow attracts flow. Movement attracts movement. This is why people who are generous often receive more. Not because of luck, but because of alignment. They understand that money is not meant to be locked away in fear. It is meant to circulate, to create value, to serve others, and to expand life. The more you let it move with purpose, the more it comes back to you. But let me warn you, opening your hands and mind does not mean being careless or irresponsible. It does not mean spending without wisdom or giving without discernment. It means being free from fear. It means making decisions from a place of confidence, not desperation. It means saying, I trust that as I create value and as I act in alignment, more will always come. Look at your own life right now. Are your hands open, or are they clenched in fear? Is your mind open to new possibilities, or is it trapped in old patterns? If you want to experience abundance, you must break the mental walls you have built over the years. You must replace the thoughts of scarcity with thoughts of possibility. You must shift from saying, there is not enough, to saying, there is always more than enough. When you live with an open mind and open hands, you will notice something extraordinary. Opportunities that were invisible before will suddenly appear. People who can help you will cross your path. Ideas will flow into your mind. Solutions will present themselves. Why? Because you have aligned yourself with the energy of abundance. You have joined the flow instead of resisting it. The truth is, money is not hard to get. What is hard is breaking the internal barriers that block it. Those barriers are fear, doubt, and limiting beliefs. The moment you remove them, money flows like water, and it flows toward those who understand that it is energy, that it is movement, and that it requires openness. So, open your hands, open your mind, step into the flow, and watch how life begins to deliver more than you ever imagined possible. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not outside you, it is within you. It is the battle between scarcity and abundance. It is the battle between fear and faith. And for most people, scarcity wins every day, not because life is unfair, not because opportunities are limited, but because their mind is locked in chains they cannot see. These chains are the beliefs they carry, the doubts they entertain, the fears they allow to govern their decisions. And until these chains are broken, abundance will never flow, no matter how hard they work, no matter how many opportunities come their way. Scarcity thinking is not just a thought, it is a lens. It is the way you see the world, and the way you see determines what you experience. When you live in scarcity thinking, you believe there is never enough money, never enough time, never enough opportunity. You look at the world as if it is a battlefield where everyone is competing for limited resources. And when you believe this, you act from fear. You make decisions based on lack, not based on possibility. You hold tightly to what you have, afraid to lose it, and in doing so, you close the doors to everything you could gain. Scarcity creates tension. It creates anxiety. It makes you live in a state of survival, not expansion. And when you are in survival mode, you cannot think big, you cannot dream, you cannot create, because all your energy is consumed by fear. Fear of losing, fear of failing, fear of not having enough. And here is the truth: what you focus on expands. If you focus on lack, you will see more lack. If you focus on fear, you will attract situations that confirm your fear. This is not magic, this is psychology. Your mind is a magnet, and it pulls towards you what you constantly dwell on. Scarcity thinking is the root cause of poverty. Not just financial poverty, but emotional and spiritual poverty. People who live in scarcity are always waiting for someone to give them something, always blaming circumstances, always feeling like victims of life. They believe success is for others, not for them. They see opportunity and say, "This will never work for me." They hear about wealth and think, "People like me can't have that." And as long as they believe these lies, they remain trapped. not because life is holding them back, but because they are holding themselves back. Abundance begins in the mind. It begins with a belief that there is more than enough, that life is full of possibilities, that blessings are everywhere if you are willing to see them and act on them.